Picture a world where every rustle in the dark might be your last bad day. No lights, no locks, no phones, just you, your group, and a giant brain that keeps screaming. That bush looks suspicious. For ancient humans, fear was not a hobby. It was a survival tool. A very dramatic one. Fear first showed up as a fast alarm system. Hear a snap in the grass. Freeze, see a shadow move. Run, smell smoke. Grab the kids and move. Body pumped out energy like it was late for a very important meeting. Heart racing. Muscles ready, breath short. This was useful because ancient life did not allow much time for overthinking. If a leopard was coming, nobody wanted a committee discussion. But fear was not just about predators. It was about weather, strangers, hunger, illness, and the kind of silence that makes your neck hair stand up. Ancient humans lived close to danger, so they had to notice tiny signs. A broken branch might mean a predator. Strange sound might mean another group nearby. Fear helped them stay sharp. It was like an old warning app, except the app lived in your bones and never needed charging. One big way humans dealt with fear was by staying together. Solitary humans were easy targets. Groups were safer. Many eyes could spot danger faster. Many hands could throw stones, hold spears, and carry children. People who slept near one another also felt braver. Fear shrinks a little when someone is beside you saying, "I heard it too, but I think it's only the wind." That simple thing mattered a lot. Groups also shared jobs. One person watched the fire. Another watched the dark edge of camp. Another checked tracks. When everyone had a role, fear felt less random. That is a huge difference. Humans may have been scared, but they were not helpless. They used teamwork like a superpower made of dirty feet and good gossip. Fire was another powerful fear fighter. Ancient humans did not just use fire for cooking. Fire pushed back darkness. It scared away many animals. It gave a safe place to sit, sleep, and tell stories. Around the fire, the world became smaller and less weird. Shadows still danced, sure, but now the shadows were doing it from a respectable distance. Fire made night feel negotiable. Stories were one of the cleverest tools humans had. If someone survived a storm, a wolf attack, or a bad journey, they could warn others. Do not go near that cliff. The river rises after the rain. That cave has a smell that says no. Stories turned fear into memory. They helped people learn without getting hurt every single time. Fear became teaching. Teaching became protection. And then there was ritual. Ancient humans often used repeated actions to feel safer. Painted bodies, wore charms, sang, danced, or spoke certain words before a hunt or during a danger. To us, that can look strange. Rituals gave people a feeling of control. The world is chaotic. Even a small pattern can steady the mind. It says, "We have done this before. Can do it again." That message is powerful. Rituals also helped groups feel united. If everyone did the same thing before entering a scary cave, it was easier to trust one another. Shared fear can split a group apart. Shared ritual can glue it back together. Even now, people tap lucky objects, say little phrases, or follow routines when anxious. Ancient humans were doing an older version of that. Same nerves, different outfit. Another trick was learning the difference between real danger and loud feelings. People who learned to tell the difference had a better chance of making smart choices. That did not mean fear went away. It never does. Even ancient humans knew that. A person could be brave one day and terrified the next. That is normal. Fear is not proof of weakness. It is proof that the brain is trying hard to keep you alive. Ancient humans did not need to be fearless. They needed to keep going while afraid. That is a much more realistic kind of bravery. They also used the landscape itself to reduce fear. They chose shelters with good views. They camped near water but not too close to flood zones. They made use of caves, rocks, and hills. They looked for places where danger could be seen early. This is a very ancient version of please. Do not sit with your back to the door. Body relaxes more when the environment feels readable. Some fears were about the unknown, especially after dark. The night was full of sounds and shapes that changed constantly. Humans answered that with light, noise, and company. They kept fires burning. They talked. They sang. They made sure nobody had to sit alone with every scary thought. Darkness is powerful, but a human mind with a torch and 3 cousins nearby can handle a lot. For time, fear also shaped human imagination. If people feared a cave, they might tell stories about spirits inside it. If they feared storms, they might imagine sky beings. These beliefs gave fear a face and a story. That did not always make the fear vanish, but it made it easier to carry. Humans are storytellers. When something is too big to fight, we often try to explain it. That is one reason myths and gods became so common. They turned fear from a wild monster into a useful signal. Felt the same basic shiver we do now.